Hello everyone. I attempted to make a video earlier today, a few hours ago, at the same park I was at yesterday. And I did it like 3 different times. And every single time I just I don't know, it wasn't really coming through. Or as I was getting midway through it, I was finding myself saying, what's the point of this? Like I was talking, but I wasn't saying anything in a lot of ways. I was like pitching rather than sharing. And I thought that I wasn't going to make anything today. That was going to be it for the day. And as I was reading, I found myself not really able to focus on that either. And I was starting to I was getting in my head a lot about, am I doing something wrong? What am I doing wrong that this isn't working? It's been working the last few days. What's wrong today? What's the challenge to overcome? What can I do to stop this separation between what's going on inside of me and what I'm able to project with my words? And as I was reading and getting sidetracked, my mind wandered to a point in my life. This may be TMI. If it is, I apologize. But I remember when I was younger, maybe like 10 or 11, and I was on a road trip with my family for vacation in the summer. And my dad was very much like if we're on the road, we have to keep driving. If we stop, we have to go immediately, like 2-minute bathroom breaks back on the road. And he was not a very patient person in a lot of ways, and had a very short temper about things like that. And I knew that if I didn't go to the bathroom fast enough, that I would get like yelled at, get screamed at. And that got in my head. And so when I went to the urinal, all that I could get in my head was, you gotta go. You gotta do this right now. You've gotta go, because otherwise you're gonna get in trouble. And I just couldn't. Like, nothing would come out. And then like 1 minute turned to 2 minutes, which turned to 3 minutes, which turned to 4 minutes. And then eventually my dad came in and was like, what are you doing? Why are you waiting so long? Why are you taking so long? And I started getting screamed at, and then I ended up just like crying in a stall, and then eventually finally went in there. And then we went back on the road. And ever since then, for like 15 plus years after that, I was never able to use a urinal because I got in my head, you're not going to be able to. Like, it was just this imaginary block, because there was nothing really stopping me. Like, even it wasn't like my dad was always there whenever I needed to go to the bathroom, but it was always it was in my head, and it was imaginary. And I feel like that is very similar to what happened today when I was trying to make that video. Specifically because what that video was about was me wanting to constantly make a video every day, even if I don't post it. I have this notion that if you've gone the whole day and by the end of it you have nothing worth sharing, then you probably really haven't spent your day wisely. So I really wanted to make something. But I was getting in my head. Like, as I was explaining this, I was getting in my head, and I couldn't really make a a point. Basically, that was all I wanted to say. And then I was like, okay, and the point is, and there was really nothing. And then I get in my head, and then I get sidetracked, and then I completely lost it. And I was trying to, like I was just bringing up things that didn't matter or weren't related. It's me getting in my own way by trying. This feeling, the peace, you don't really try. You make an effort. You surround yourself in situations that cultivate that feeling. But you don't try to get it. Like, you don't do something that causes it. You don't, like, get in the right. There's no technique. There's no, step 1, you do this, step 2, you do this, step 3, you do this. And then once you've done all those steps, it's not a recipe where when you add everything together it works. No, it's just you have to let go, surrender. And that's something I'm clearly struggling with. I need to remind myself that that's okay. I need to remind myself that sometimes I'm going to repeat what I say in a lot of videos because that's just what's on my mind. I need to remind myself that not everything needs to be posted. Sometimes it's just for you because you need to hear this. And it's okay. It's okay. There's a push and pull, and it becomes very difficult when you're not in the embrace of that feeling. Specifically with me, I found it very, feeling very abandoned and betrayed every time I lose the feeling. And I've gotten better at knowing it's going to come back. And like, the first few times it happened, like I was like, oh, well, this was a fun feeling while it lasted a few days, but now it's on to the next. And luckily, there was things in my life that kept pushing me forward and pushing me through. And now I'm at a point where I can see that even when I lose it, it does come back. When you try, when you have intention and you don't abandon. But in the moment, when it's gone, and I feel personally kind of slighted by it and abandoned, especially someone like me who very much has always wanted and desired and needed attention from others. When you feel this divine attention and then eventually it goes away for one reason or another, it really hurts. It's hard not to take it personally. You gotta ride it out though. Yesterday I was having a wonderful day. Today, I'm still having a wonderful day. Comparatively to weeks prior, this is a wonderful day still. I'm seeing love in people every day. I'm like the people I'm interacting with on a daily basis. I'm noticing that my joy is bouncing off of them and back to me, reflecting to myself. But I can't let just one little thing mean that it's not worth it anymore. I would do that a lot in relationships sometimes, where even not romantic relationships, but friendships, sometimes I had a tendency that the first time someone did something that was a red flag, and it wasn't even like a major red flag, it didn't need to be like they were doing something heinous, but it would just be, if they said something that didn't fully jive with me, I'd be like, oh, is this someone? Oh, this is it. It was fun while it lasted, but I can clearly see that this isn't the right path for me because it's not perfect. I have this desire for everything to be perfect. I'm not used to the struggle. I don't think I ever was. I don't think I ever really was willing to accept a world where joy comes through suffering, and there needs to be that darkness to be able to see light. I think that's why I had a lot of major issues with religion for most of my life, because I didn't I couldn't see the point in suffering. And now, even if I can't always see it, and when I'm experiencing the lower ends of the feeling, I still know that it's coming back. And that's important to remember to know. Remember to try. I know earlier in the video I said don't try. You can't try. And I guess I'm saying two different kinds of try. I mean, don't abandon is maybe a better word. Just because you feel abandoned does not mean that you were abandoned. Don't project your own emotions onto God. You're not that special. God knows everything about you, but you do not know everything about God. Just keep tending to your fire. Give it the fuel it needs, and don't let it go out. Then every once in a while, God will create a gust of wind that gives it a burst of oxygen, and then it's roaring again. But you can't command the wind. You can't command the wind. I think that might be it. I appreciate you listening to me. If you have felt similar, let me know. Any other ways that you visualize what I'm saying? I'd love to hear them. Thank you. I love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.